The sky was quiet, full of stars, as Eli stood outside his small wooden house. The air was cold, and the only sound was the soft wind passing through the trees. He took a deep breath. Another quiet night on the edge of the colony world. Far away from war, cities, and noise. Eli was a single father. His daughter Mia was just 8 years old. She was inside, drawing something with her crayons. Eli had left the busy world years ago to raise her in peace. Suddenly, the night sky broke open. A loud boom came from above. A ball of fire rushed across the sky, crashing deep into the forest. The ground shook a little. Birds flew away in fear. Lights inside Eli's house flickered. Mia ran to the window. "Dad, what was that?" "I don't know," Eli said. He quickly put on his jacket, grabbed a flashlight, and told Mia to stay inside. "Lock the door. I'll be back soon." He walked into the forest, following the trail of smoke and broken trees. The smell of burned metal grew stronger. After 15 minutes, he saw something big. Something not from Earth. It was a spaceship half buried in dirt. The ship was large, silver, and broken. Sparks flew from its engines. One wing was missing. It had crashed hard. Eli stepped closer. Heart pounding. He had never seen anything like this. He had fixed machines, ships, engines. But this was from another world. Suddenly, he saw movement inside. Through a cracked door, he saw a tall figure lying on the floor. It was a woman, but not human. Her skin was pale blue, her body covered in strange silver armor. Her long dark hair was wet with blood. A strange symbol glowed on her chest. Eli stepped inside slowly. The ship's interior was dark and humming. Strange lights blinked on the walls. He reached the alien woman and checked if she was breathing. She was alive but weak. Her eyes opened. They were bright purple, glowing faintly. She looked at him with confusion and pain. Her lips moved. She spoke in a soft voice, in a language Eli did not understand. "I don't know what you're saying," Eli whispered. "But you're hurt." She closed her eyes again, unconscious. Eli looked around the cockpit. The controls were strange, but he recognized the damage. The main power unit was burned. Fuel lines were cut. Some pieces were half melted. He didn't know this tech, but he could feel how it worked. He decided, "I'll help you," he said. Eli returned with tools from his shed, old simple tools. Wrenches, wires, connectors. He also brought clean water and a medical kit. Carefully, he cleaned her wounds and bandaged her shoulder. She flinched once but didn't wake up. He worked on the ship through the night. It wasn't easy. Some parts had no screws, just smooth glowing plates. But Eli had spent years fixing broken tech. He used logic. He listened to the hum of the engine, the way parts reacted to touch. By morning, he had connected some power. Lights came on inside the ship. A screen flickered. Strange symbols danced across it. Eli smiled. "It's not much, but it's something." Behind him, the alien woman opened her eyes again. This time she tried to sit up. Her body was weak, but she stared at him. "You fix ship?" she asked. Slowly. Eli was surprised. "You speak English?" "Little," she said. Her voice was soft, but strong. "You help me?" "Yes," he said. "I'm Eli. My home is nearby. You crashed here. I didn't know who you were, but you looked like you needed help." She looked at him carefully, then at the tools and the ship. "I am Zara," she said. Eli nodded. "Zara, you're lucky you survived." Zara looked down, quiet for a moment. Then she said, Not safe here." Eli's face changed. "Not safe? Why?" But she didn't answer. She just looked out the broken window, toward the sky. Her eyes were full of fear and secrets. Suddenly, behind them, a small light blinked red on a control panel. Eli didn't notice it, but Zara did. Her face turned serious. A signal had been sent. Someone now knew her location. The ship breathed. It didn't hum like a normal machine. It breathed, soft pulses of blue light rising and falling like a sleeping animal. Eli stood in the middle of it, turning slowly, eyes wide. Wires moved on their own. A wall changed shape as he walked past. This was not just a ship. It felt alive. He wiped sweat from his forehead. What are you? Behind him, Zara sat up, her back against the wall. She was watching him quietly. The bandage on her shoulder was stained with purple-blue blood, but her eyes were sharp now, curious. You fix things, she said. Eli gave a tired smile. I used to, before I became a full-time dad. Zara didn't understand the joke. She looked at the tools in his hand. Human tools, rusted and old. Yet somehow he had reconnected power to her ship. Your tools. Not same, she said. Eli nodded. Nope, but the rules are always the same. Power flows, machines talk, you just have to listen. Zara tilted her head slightly. Listen? Eli tapped his ear. Not with this. With this, he said, pointing to his heart. She stared at him. Her people never spoke like that. Everything was logic, math, protocol. But this human spoke like a story. Back at Eli's house, his daughter Mia was staring out the window. She had drawn a picture of the crash, a big silver spaceship with trees on fire. In the sky above it, she had drawn a stick-figure alien with big eyes. She taped it to the door. For the alien lady, she whispered. Meanwhile, in the forest, something moved. A black sphere floated between trees, silent, invisible to human eyes. It scanned the broken branches, the heat marks, the impact zone. It saw Zara's ship. And it sent a signal. Target found. Inside the ship, Zara tried to stand. Eli rushed to help, but she waved him off. I am strong, she said. Sure. Eli said, you just fell out of the sky and bled all over my forest. But yeah, go ahead. Zara looked confused. That joke? He smiled. Yeah. She stared at him, then gave a small nod. You are strange, Eli laughed. You should see me dance. Zara's face stayed still for a moment. Then to his surprise, she smiled. Just a little. As the sun set again, Eli worked on the ship's engine. Zara sat beside him, showing him how some alien parts worked. She couldn't move much, but she used a thin metal rod to draw diagrams in the dirt. This part, she said, regulates the quantum pulse. It keeps ship from folding into wrong dimension. L.A. blinked. I don't know what that means. But if it sparks, I'll patch it. He grabbed a wire and soldered it into place. The engine glowed softly. Hum returned deeper this time. Like a giant waking up, Zara stared at him again. You are not normal human, she said. Eli shrugged. I was once head of tech for an interplanetary freight company. Fixed ships all my life. Then my wife died. I left everything. Raised my daughter alone. Zara's eyes softened. She said nothing, but her silence held respect. Outside, the shadows grew darker. The trees were still, but not empty. Two tall figures stepped through the forest, wearing full black armor, helmets smooth and faceless. They moved without sound. One held a long scanner. It pointed to the crash site. Confirmed. Royal signature. She is here. They walked closer. Back inside, Zara looked uneasy. She stood slowly, ignoring the pain. What's wrong? Eli asked. She pressed her hand to a wall. The ship reacted. A screen lit up. Her eyes widened. Something found us, she whispered. What kind of something? She looked at him. Hunters. Eli stood. Bounty hunters? Zara nodded. They want me, alive or dead. Eli looked outside. We don't have time. Ship's not ready. Zara opened a hidden panel. Inside was a small glowing cube. I hide this. Empire's heart code. If they take it, they win. Eli didn't fully understand, but he understood the look in her eyes. Fear. I'll protect. You, he said. Zara hesitated. Why? You do not know who I am. Eli picked up a tool. You're someone who crashed near my home. Someone my daughter made a drawing for. That's enough. Zara stared at him, her throat tight. No one had said such words to her in a long time. Then, from outside, a branch cracked. Zara turned. They're here. Eli whispered. Then let's give them a surprise. She stood in fire. Palace walls burned behind her. Gold pillars fell. Loyal guards screamed her name. Some tried to protect her. Others turned their weapons on her. Zara ran through the smoke, crown falling from her head. Her eyes were full of tears. Her world, the empire of Zenthari, was dying around her. Run, princess, whispered the last voice in her ear. Run, and don't look back. Then silence. Zara opened her eyes. The dream faded. But the pain stayed. She was lying on a small bed, wrapped in a warm blanket. The ceiling above her was made of wood, not metal. A soft yellow lamp glowed in the corner. It smelled like old books and food. This was not her world. Then she heard a giggle. Zara turned her head slowly and saw a small girl sitting on the floor. It was Eli's daughter, Mia. She was building something with blocks. When she saw Zara awake, Mia smiled. You sleep a lot. Zara sat up carefully. You are ... Mia. Yes. And you're Zara. I made you a picture. Mia held up a drawing. It showed Zara's ship Eli and herself holding hands with a blue alien lady. Zara took it slowly. Thank you. Mia nodded proudly. Dad said you're from far, far away. Like a queen or something. Zara froze for half a second, but smiled. Something like that. Outside, Eli was fixing a strange silver coil from Zara's ship. He had stayed up all night again. His hands were dirty, his eyes tired, but his mind was racing. Every part of her ship was a puzzle, a challenge. Alien, yes, but understandable. Like it was designed to be felt, not just built. Your ship doesn't like shortcuts, he muttered, twisting a wire carefully. The coil lit up. There we go. Zara stepped outside, watching him from a distance. You fix again, she said softly. Eli looked up. Always fixing something. Zara sat beside him on a tree stump. Why do you help me? Eli paused. You crashed. You were hurt. I didn't know who you were. Didn't matter. But now you know I bring danger. Eli smiled slightly. That's not your fault. She looked away, thinking. After a moment she said, Where I come from, no one helps without a reason. Well, Eli said, maybe where I come from, we still help people because it's the right thing. Zara stared at him. Who are you? She asked. Eli chuckled. Just a dad. Just a mechanic. No, Zara said softly. You are something more. Later that day, Zara walked with Mia near the crash site. The forest was peaceful, but Zara's eyes kept scanning the sky. She felt. Watched. Mia picked wildflowers and handed her one. Do you have flowers on your planet? Zara smiled gently. Yes, but they don't smell like this. You can stay here with us, Mia said. You don't have to go back if you don't want. Zara's heart tightened. I wish it were that simple. Suddenly, she heard a sound, a high-pitched click, too fast for human ears. She grabbed Mia and pulled her back. Go home, now. Mia looked scared but nodded and ran. Zara turned toward the trees. Her eyes glowed faintly, back at the house. Eli was checking the ship's computer interface. The screen flashed again, showing a map of nearby movement. A red dot blinked. Something's out there, he whispered. Zhara returned fast, face serious. They're close. I felt them. Who are they? Eli asked. Zara took a deep breath. I was not just flying through space. I was escaping. Eli frowned. From what? She looked straight into his eyes. From my own people. He stared at her. I am Princess Zara of the Xanthari Empire. The throne was mine, but they betrayed me. My council, my generals, they feared my rule would bring peace, not profit. They tried to kill me. Eli said nothing for a moment. Then, so you're royalty. Zara looked down. I was. Now I am a fugitive. Eli exhaled slowly. Well, Your Highness, your ship still needs a new reactor coil. And your enemies are on the way. She looked up, surprised by his calm voice. You believe me? I'd be an idiot not to, he said. I saw you fight. And you're too noble for a bounty hunter. Zara gave a tired smile. You are strange, Eli. You keep saying that, he said. That night while everyone slept, a strange shadow moved through the trees. A metallic hand reached down and touched the ground. Robotic voice whispered, Target confirmed. Prepare for extraction. Asterisk, a knife made of light stopped 1 inch from her throat. Zara didn't flinch. She stood barefoot in the dark forest, breathing slowly. Her armor was gone. Her energy was low. But her eyes glowed, sharp, royal, unafraid. The bounty hunter in front of her wore a black helmet. No face, no voice. Only a cold metal arm and a weapon that hissed in the night. You should have stayed. Dead, princess, said a second voice from behind. Zara didn't turn. She knew the second hunter was real muscle, heavy armor, plasma cannon. These weren't scouts. They were executioners. Then came a third voice. Let her go. Eli stepped out from behind a tree, holding a tool, not a weapon, but a charged fusion spanner, glowing, unstable, dangerous in the right hands. Zara's heart jumped. The bounty hunter turned slightly. You're just a human. This is not your fight. Ella didn't blink. She crashed near my home. That makes it my fight. The first hunter lunged. Zara moved like wind. Even weak, she was faster than they expected. She ducked, grabbed the attacker's wrist, twisted it, and drove her elbow into his neck joint. The knife of light dropped. Eli swung the spanner and smashed the hunter's side. Sparks flew. The second hunter opened fire. Blue plasma shot across the trees. Zara grabbed Eli and rolled behind a fallen log. The blast burned the bark. They're not here to capture me anymore, Zara said, breathing hard. They came to erase me. Eli looked at her. Then we erased them first. Back at the house, Mia hid under the table. The lights flickered. Her small hand clutched her crayon drawing of Zara. She whispered to herself, Please come back. Zara. And Eli moved through the forest fast. She pointed to a rocky area. There, higher ground. I can fight better there. Eli nodded. Let me distract them. You finish it. Zara stared at him. You'll die. Not today, he said with a grin. I still haven't fixed your flight console. He ran off into the trees, shouting. The hunters followed. Zara climbed to the rock ledge, kneeling behind moss and stone. Her hand reached into a hidden piece of her armor, still worn under her shirt. A small metal disc, royal tech, unfolded into a glowing blade. Empire or not, she whispered, I will not fall on dirt. Eli led the hunters into a trap. He ran into a clearing where 2 small power cores were buried under leaves, scavenged from the ship's broken wing. He ducked behind a tree and yelled, Hey, Buckethead. Over here. The first hunter stepped forward, right onto the charge plate. Eli hit the switch. Boom. A short, sharp blast of blue light threw the hunter back. Not dead, but disarmed and broken. The second hunter wasn't fooled. He fired at Eli. The shot missed by inches, burning a tree. Suddenly, Zara dropped from the ledge above, blade in hand. She landed hard on the second hunter's back, driving the blade through his shoulder. She twisted. Sparks, screams, and silence. Minutes. Later, the forest was quiet again. One hunter lay unconscious. The other was gone. vanished into the dark, wounded. Eli sat down on a rock, chest rising and falling fast. "You okay?" Zara asked, crouching beside him. "Nothing broken," he said. "Except maybe my patience," she chuckled. "You are brave. I'm just stubborn," he replied. "Big difference." Zara looked at him for a long time. Her hand gently touched his shoulder. "You didn't have to come." Eli looked into her glowing eyes. "Yeah, but I did." Back at the house, Mia ran outside the moment she saw them. She hugged Zara tightly. "You're okay," she said. Zara looked stunned. "You worried?" Mia nodded. "You're family now." Zara bent down slowly and hugged her back. She had faced war, betrayal, and galactic politics. But this, a child's hug, it melted her. Inside the house, Eli poured water into cups. Zara stood near the door. "They will come again," she said. Eli nodded. "Then we need to be ready." Zara looked at him. "I trust you now." Eli raised an eyebrow. "Only now?" Zara smiled softly. "You earned it." Far above the planet, deep in black space, a large Zenthari warship floated. The commander received a transmission from the failed hunters. Target escaped. Human resistance encountered. The commander's eyes narrowed. "Send the fleet," he ordered. "And this time, burn everything." They burned a moon to send a message. The Zenthari fleet hovered above the ruins of Outpost R9, its glowing rings still spinning with fire. Thousands of lives gone in minutes. Not because of war. Not because of defense. Because one woman had escaped. The admiral stood at the edge of the command deck, looking down at the burning world. "She made us look weak," he said coldly. "Find her. Kill her, and erase anyone who helps her." The fleet turned toward a quiet blue planet on the edge of the star map. Earth. Eli didn't know any of that. He only knew his tools were starting to feel heavy, and his hands were shaking. He had barely slept. His small workshop was full of broken parts, wires, strange glowing crystals, and one half-alive alien ship. He turned to Zara, who stood silently in the doorway. "You said it's almost ready to fly," he said. "But not ready to fight," she nodded once. "Yes, if we leave now, we may escape. If we wait, we die." Eli looked at her. "Then tell me why they want to kill you. All this time you've told me pieces. Now I want the truth." Zara stepped inside. Her expression was hard, not cold, but royal. She walked slowly, stopping near the ship's glowing engine. "In my world, the Empire is everything," she began. "It controls over 100 planets, billions of people. My father ruled it with order and fear." Ayla leaned against the wall, listening. "When he died, I was supposed to lead," she continued. "But I had other plans. I wanted peace. I wanted to stop the endless wars, cut the chains, share power." She looked at him. "They called me a traitor," Eli frowned. "For wanting peace?" Zara nodded. "Peace doesn't make men rich. War does." She picked up a small silver cube from a table. It glowed softly. "This is the heart code," she said. "Whoever holds it controls the fleets, the trade routes, the empire itself." Eli stared at it. "And you've been carrying that in your pocket?" Zara smirked. "Where else would I keep the galaxy?" For a moment, they both laughed quietly, then silence. Zara's smile faded. "They will kill anyone who helps me, even you, even your daughter." Ailey looked down. That was the part he hadn't said out loud, the fear growing in his chest. That evening, he sat alone on the porch. The sky was pink and orange. Mia was asleep inside, her hand still holding her drawing of Zara like a treasure. Zara stepped out quietly. "Beautiful sky," she said. Eli nodded. "Makes you forget for a minute." She looked at him. "You're thinking of leaving me behind." He didn't lie. "I have a daughter. A quiet life. I've fought enough in my past. I just wanted peace." Zara looked away. I used to think peace was a place, but now I think maybe peace is a person. Ayla turned to her. And who are you without your throne? He asked. Zara paused. Someone who doesn't want to be alone anymore. Her voice cracked, just slightly. Ayla stood up. He walked inside. When he returned, he held something wrapped in cloth. My wife's necklace, he said. She wore it every day. After she died, I kept it. Never knew why. He placed it in Zara's hand. Maybe it's time to pass it on to someone who still believes in saving something. Zara looked down at it. A simple pendant. No crystals. No tech, but it felt heavier than a crown. You'll come with me? She whispered. Eli nodded. We'll find a way to keep Mia safe. But I'm done hiding. You need someone who understands machines. Zara smiled with tired eyes. And maybe someone who understands me. Far above them, the first ship from the enemy fleet entered orbit, cloaked, silent. Inside, the commander watched the surface through red lenses. Princess Zara, he said coldly. We found your mechanic. Asterisk, the message played across every screen, phones, radios, satellite dishes. Even Zara's half-broken ship. A cold, metallic voice echoed through the air. This is Command Fleet 7 of the Zenthari Empire. You are harboring a fugitive, Princess Zara, traitor to the throne. Surrender her immediately, or be erased, the message repeated. Over and over. Mia heard it first. She stood frozen in the doorway, eyes wide. Dad, they know. Eli ran into the room, grabbed the remote. Shut the sound off. Zara stood behind him, silent, staring at the black screen. Her face had no fear, just a quiet, heavy knowing. They've arrived, she said. Ali locked the front door. Though it wouldn't help much. They said surrender, he said. I guess that means we have one last choice. Zara looked him in the eye. No, Eli, we have one last stand. Outside, the trees began to hum. A low vibration rolled through the ground, like thunder under their feet. Above the clouds, invisible to the human eye, a massive warship uncloaked. Long, black, and silent. It didn't even fire a weapon. It simply opened a hatch and dropped something. 3 enemy drop pods, fast as lightning, slammed into the forest. The hunt had begun. Zara and Eli raced to the ship. Inside, lights flickered. The AI was active again. Emergency defense mode active, it said in Zenthari. But energy level, 31%, Zara translated. We can shield the house for a few minutes, Eli nodded. Then we build traps. Zara raised a brow. Traps? He smirked. You've got plasma. I've got power tools. In the garage, Eli worked fast. He connected wires to metal plates, tied coils to fuel cells, and strapped an old pressure tank to a plasma trigger. Zara brought him glowing rods from her ship, connected with human battery packs. Mia helped too, passing wires, holding tools. She was scared, but she wasn't running. I'm not leaving you, she said. Eli looked at her. We may not win this. She pointed to Zara. She needs us, so we fight. Zara looked at the little girl. In that moment, she didn't see a child. She saw a warrior. The first pod cracked open in the trees. 2 armored soldiers stepped out. Not bounty hunters, Imperial enforcers, trained, merciless. They scanned the area and began moving toward the cabin. Inside the house, Zara placed a cube on the floor. It unfolded into a glowing dome. Personal shield. Will last 10 minutes, Eli nodded. Good, that's 9 more than we need. The first soldier kicked down the front door and got blasted backward by a shock plate wired to the floor. The second rushed in, but slipped on a trail of oil, just before a low-hanging pipe slammed into him from the ceiling. Eli popped up from behind the couch and threw a wrench, not at the soldier, but at the ceiling power line. Boom, the power line dropped, hit the oil, and lit the floor with fire and sparks. The soldier screamed and fell. Zara jumped from the top stairs, her blade glowing. She moved fast, slicing the weapon in half and knocking the helmet off. The soldier gasped, seeing her face. "Your Highness," crack. "Too late." 2. More soldiers came through the back. Zara grabbed Mia and rolled behind the ship as they opened. Fire. Eli was already crawling under the floorboards, using a thermal drill to heat the metal plates below the enemy's feet. "Now," he shouted. Zhar activated a side wall panel. It pulsed with energy. The entire ground lit up. The heat from below surged, and the metal snapped. The soldiers dropped, weapons melting in their hands. Silence returned. The cabin was a mess. Smoke rose from the walls. Sparks crackled. But they were alive. Eli sat on the floor, coughing. "Remind me never to fight space soldiers in my living room again." Zara helped him up. "You did well, mechanic." He gave a tired smile. "We're not done." Zara turned to the ship. "No, we're not." Above, the warship finally reacted. It began charging a main weapon, aimed not at Zara, but at the whole valley. Total wipeout. Inside the ship, Zara slammed her palm on the console. "Divert emergency power. All of it. Shield the girl. Launch the rest." The eye hesitated. "This will disable flight systems." "I know." Eli watched her. "Wait, if we use the launch burst now, we can't escape." Zara nodded. "But she can," she said, looking at Mia. Mia shook her head. "No, I'm not." Eli knelt beside her. "You're going to fly, baby girl. Just like we practiced, but this time to the sky." The ship launched one pod, small, fast, silent. It flew high, out of range, carrying Mia inside. Zara and Eli stood in front of the cabin, side by side, holding what little power they had left, facing the fire coming from the stars. Mia had never seen so many stars. They weren't like the ones in her drawings. These stars were cold, bright, and endless, like diamonds floating in forever. She sat quietly inside the small escape pod, wrapped in a blanket. The controls blinked. Gently, the voice of the ship spoke softly in her ear. "Destination, safe zone, royal beacon activated. Do not be afraid. You are not alone." Outside the window, a giant shadow moved, sleek, silver, and beautiful. A Xanthari royal ship had answered the signal. Help was coming, but Mia's eyes were full of tears, because she had left her family behind, back on the ground. Eli and Zara stood at the edge of the burning forest. The Empire's weapon had fired, but Zara's ship, using the last of its power, had deflected the main blast. The energy wall was gone now. The next attack would be fatal. Smoke curled into the sky. Trees turned to ash. But still, Eli stood, gripping the half-melted tool like a sword. Zara was beside him, armor cracked, blade in hand. "You should have left with her," he said, coughing. Zhar looked at him. "And leave you behind? Never," he smiled. "I thought you were royalty." "I am," she said softly. "But now I'm something else too." "What's that?" She looked at him. "Home." In orbit, the Imperial warship prepared its second shot. But before it could fire, they arrived. A dozen royal ships, sleek, glowing, fast, dropped out of light speed like thunder. The fleet of the true Xanthari. Loyal to Zara, loyal to the rightful bloodline. Inside the command ship, Mia stood behind a tall alien woman with golden robes. "She sent the signal," Mia said. "My friend, the princess." The woman looked down at her. "Then today," she said, "we fight for her." On the ground, Zara saw the sky light up. She touched her wrist, activating a hidden mark. It glowed, royal blue. Across the fleet, the computers confirmed it. Bloodline verified. Zara of House Sarn, alive, in command. The warships turned toward the traitor fleet and opened fire. The battle in orbit was fast. and fierce red and blue lights crossed the sky. Explosions bloomed like fireworks above the earth. Below, Eli and Zara stood together. Watching, he whispered, "I guess you're queen now." She glanced at him. "I never wanted a throne," she said, "but I'll take it. If it means protecting what matters." She reached for his hand. He took it. Hours later, the trader fleet was gone, defeated or fleeing into deep space. Zara's forces landed softly near the cabin. Soldiers bowed when they saw her. They offered a golden cloak, a crown, a blade of command. She took none of them. Instead, she knelt beside Eli, who was leaning weakly against the ship, smiling at the sky. "Looks like you won," he said. "No," she whispered. "We won." She touched his chest over his heart. "Because you reminded me who I am, not a ruler, not a symbol. Just a person who wants to do good." Eli looked at her. "So, what now?" Weeks later, Mia walked through a royal hangar. Made of crystal and light, ships floated like birds. Alien children ran past her, laughing. The galaxy was open now. Zara stood beside her, in simple clothes, not royal, not armored. Just herself. "We're building something new," she said. "A world where kindness matters. Where humans and Zenthari can work together." Mia smiled. "Will Dad help build it?" Zara looked up at the stars. "Yes," she said, her voice soft. "He's part of everything now." Mia held the pendant he gave Zara, now hers. Around her neck, she touched it and smiled. Final scene. A huge engine turns on in the heart of the royal shipyard. A new flagship launches, shining silver, powered by human-engineered fusion tech. A system designed by Eli before his final rest. Above the door, a plaque. This ship was made possible by a mechanic from Earth. He didn't wear armor. He didn't have powers. But he fixed what others had broken, and he reminded a galaxy what it means to care.